Hi, good morning, everybody. I've started to restrict how much I watch and listen to the mainstream media, which actually is very, very good for my mental health. And I get my news from social media and other channels which actually tell the truth far, far more than most of the mainstream media. But over the last couple of weeks in the UK, there's been party political conferences, and they've been an absolute load of rubbish, to be honest. The Labour Party conference was last weekend, and the biggest thing that anyone can remember about that is that they are mostly saying men can have a cervix. Now, how on earth this got to be a debate which was taken seriously, I don't know. But anyone who knows anything about biology knows that men do not have a cervix. Only women have a cervix and with female reproductive organs. But here we have most of the Labour Party, including the leader, completely denying basic science. So you can't really take Labour seriously at all anymore. And the fake Conservative Party conference was just as bad, if not worse, because actually they are saying some things which they think are very serious, but are going to continue to ruin our country, not least them jumping on the whole climate alarmism bandwagon, and Johnson saying that by 2035, he's going to aim to have 100% so-called green energy. So no more fossil fuels, no more gas, no more coal in our power stations. All our electricity is supposed to come from so-called green sources. Now, we know at the moment they've only got a small proportion coming from that, and already there's a threat to our energy supply. The lights might go out this summer, this winter, and it's going to be a disaster. We've had the fuel crisis going on because he's trying to switch us over to E10 fuel. Ridiculous. But far worse than this is the ongoing situation with the response to COVID. And one thing I was horrified at was the new health minister, Sajid Javid, saying that care home workers who choose not to have a vaccination, as they call it, or an experimental injection, as it really is, should go and find another job. What utter callous disdain for wonderful, wonderful people who have put their lives into caring for others. And this government's introduced a regulation that says on the 11th of November they're all going to be out of a job if they don't have 2 jabs, as they call it. This needs to be reversed immediately. How can any government treat heroes, essential workers in this manner? I don't know. I certainly couldn't do it myself. It's beyond belief. But this is where we are now with this so-called Conservative government Johnson regime. It's absolutely appalling. We need to get rid of Tory and Labour. They're both running the country into the ground together. This is why I've set up the Heritage Party, and I'm so glad that I did. We'd never ever say this about care home workers. We'd never require anybody to state their vaccination status, their health records are their own business. And today we find out that the Office for National Statistics have inadvertently told us that there have been over 30,000 deaths within 21 days of people having a vaccination, as they call it, just in 6 months between the beginning of January and the beginning of July 2021. Now, this is over 25 times or 30 times what you have on the yellow card system. It's way, way more than anyone has ever admitted or come close to admitting before. And they still say that these jabs are safe and effective. This should be on the front page of all the newspapers today, because this completely blows the vaccination COVID lockdown narrative completely out of the water. I'm not going to be taking one of these experimental injections. And with 30,000 deaths in just 6 months, I'm very glad that I haven't.